Now, back to more of the Steve Sanchez Show.
All right. Steve Sanchez, welcome back. 1-877-49-STEVE. 1-877-497-8383 is how you weigh in on the conversation. We'll take your calls here in a moment because I want to spend some time with my next guest who is really going to, well, bring revelation to a lot of things that I've been speaking about for years. His name is Joshua Abraham. He's been a guest on many top shows out there, including Coast to Coast with George Norrie. This guy's the real deal. I'm going to introduce him. We're going to chat a little bit about his background, but tonight he's going to specifically be chatting about alien abductions and really how these are facades. It's satanic. It's demons. I've said that. It's basically a facade from Satan himself and these Luciferians that are in charge of this world to keep our eyes away from Jesus Christ. That's a fact. Now, just a moment ago, I had this guy in Pennsylvania call all upset because I took his E.T. doll away, and now because I'm talking about this, he says, I have no credibility. Well, what happened is I just upset him because now he's not going to want to wear his Vulcan ears when he goes to the Star Trek convention this next year because, you know, he's an alien guy. This guy was a joke. And I'm so glad that Joshua is going to be on the line with us and really set the record straight and bring intelligence to the conversation. Joshua Abraham, are you with us?
I am here, Mr. Sanchez. It's great to be on the show, and thank you for bringing me on. We have a lot to cover tonight.
We do, and I'm excited. I don't know if you caught a call that came in the last segment, but him and I went round and round. He basically said I had no credibility, and he said that he's been listening to the GCN network for 11 years and that I just spread a lot of propaganda about Christ and that to debunk UFOs and aliens is ridiculous. And he just went on and on and on, but he really couldn't bring a lucid thought because he's the one bringing all this propaganda. So what I'd like to do is have you just give a little background to the audience about who you are, what you're doing, what your mission is, and tonight the revelation you're going to bring.
Thank you. Pretty much my life entailed a lot of extreme sports, okay? So when my mom and dad divorced and my mom married my stepdad, I got pulled into the culture of extreme sports because he was the best dirt biker in the state of Washington in the late 70s, early 80s. So, and he liked to snow ski. So I grew up snow skiing. Did some ski racing at Crystal Mountain. Anyone who knows Crystal Mountain knows my cousin, Tyler Spicani. He's a pro skier from there. And I pretty much got caught up in the extreme sports thing, and I was sponsored by Smith Optics for about 7 years. And then after they dropped me, and then I went over to Dragon Optics for 2 years. And then pretty much when I did the big mountain competitions all over the west half of the United States, pretty much I got into wakeboarding. And if you go to any wakeboard competition these days, you know that there ain't a pro wakeboarder out there that's under, that's over 5'6". We're pretty short. We're little midgets out there. And when I did the whole wakeboarding thing, I did the pro tour down Florida. I worked at the world's best wakeboard camp, actually called the Wakeboard Camp. And I rode for Wake Tech, I rode for O'Brien, Fox Clothing, got picked back up by Dragon, and pretty much I've had 12 reconstructive surgeries over the time of my extreme sports. I've blown my knee 3 times, I've had 8 surgeries on my knee, I've had 4 on my shoulder, and pretty much I was just worn down. And so after I got all of that, went into the construction, got into the operators union, just operating heavy machinery, and pretty much in the last few years of my ignorance and darkness were the last years that my father was alive, who wrote the book None Dare Call a Conspiracy. Now, this was the book in 1971 that paved the way for the truth movement. Right. This was the book that blew it all open. And since from that time, we have had the most amazing research come out of it. And we have to keep in mind, my father's book is it's pretty much the book, if no one knows about any of this kind of conspiracy reality that we're living in, my dad's book is, pretty much the perfect book to, just get people through the doors and give them the evidence. And then you just drop it, and then you move on. you got to move on. You got to get into the big dogs. Fritz Springmeier, Bloodlines in the Illuminati and Illuminati Mind Control, masterpieces. You got to get into Chris White. He has a website called Nowhere to Run. This guy is at the top of the game, right there with Fritz Springmeier. He's written Mystery Babylon. He has the most beautiful documentary called Ancient Aliens Debunked. Because when you go through this awakening process, you know, you start, you know, when I went through this awakening process, well, right after my dad's death, it was really weird to me because after my father died, I just got curious. Like, something was in my heart not telling me, like, you know, everything is right. And on my dad, you know, before he passed away, he told me two things. He told me the globalist socialist storm is coming, and we all got to get ready for it. And number two, he told me, you know, don't deny your thirst and lust for knowledge when it hits you. And this time, you know, I'm like, what are you talking about, Dad? I don't know what you're talking about. Like, and then after his passing, I just started to get curious. I didn't even know what my dad was talking about at the time. And so pretty much when I was 29 years old, like from like 26 to 29 years old, I was really into the ancient alien thing. I watched every single episode. You can't flip an episode by me. That had more proof to it than the theory of evolution. And so I was really on the ancient alien theory, but then it kind of kicked me a little bit back. I was like, wait, why are they using the Bible as a text to throw their theory forward when they don't even believe that Jesus is real?
Right.
And so, you know, that kind of led me to Zachariah Sitchin and a few other authors, and then pretty much my awakening documentary, because at that time I wasn't reading a thing. I was just watching videos, and that's how people are when they go through their awakening process. They'll watch a lot of YouTube videos.
Right.
They'll watch Ancient Aliens. But when I watched Benjamin Stewart's Esoteric Agenda, that's what really set my mind free. And I realized that this world is truly governed, controlled, and under the grip of satanic covens. And that blew me away. And I went up to my mom. I was like, Mom, did you know this? Did you know that? Did you know this? Did you know that? And she goes, have you been reading your father's stuff? I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, this is your father's work. And she handed me one of his books. And then I was like, no way. And then I through the grapevine, I hear about Alex Jones. I'm like, okay, so now we got someone, you know, who's actually pushing the message here. Come to find out, it was my dad's book that woke up Alex Jones, and he pushes it like it's his favorite book. And if you go on his website, None Dare Call It Conspiracy, they say, this is the book that crystallized Alex Jones. So, to be deadfully honest, I fell backwards, ass backwards, into this knowledge, realizing that my dad blew it apart, and I was just floored.
And you know what? And I'll tell you, let me say something real quick so the audience can understand, is I first heard you on Coast to Coast with George Norrie. I like to listen to George Norrie at night. You know, I'm driving, whatever's going on, and he's got, you know, unusual things that he's talking about, different phenomena. And when you were on, I'm like, wait a minute. This guy is saying exactly what I keep saying, but he literally has a Christian background and literally is bringing Christ into the center core. So I got introduced through Coast to Coast, and I'll tell you something, man. You are doing some work and exposing some things that a lot of people don't feel comfortable with.
Well, you have to keep in mind, the Coast to Coast listeners, a lot of them are New Agers. And the second time I went on that show and exposed what I'm about to tell you tonight, whoa, I got a lot of negative feedback because the New Agers were just crushed with the evidence.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
You have to keep in mind, Mr. Sanchez, your research is right on. I can't promote your station enough. This is exactly what we need. And it's just people have to wake up. For the first time in human existence, we are living in an age of information where anyone can know the truth, literally at their fingertips with their smartphones. and their iPads and their laptops. And it's just astounding how people just, in their hand, they possess the weapon to free themselves from the oppression. And a lot of them don't even want to do it.
They don't.
Because they're so comfortable in their bubble, and God forbid you pop it, because that's just going to send them in a world of reality. And a lot of people, you wouldn't believe how many people I talk to who are millionaires, and, you know, they got their own business, they got the cars, they got the lake house, and you hit them with this stuff, it floors them.
Yeah, it flips them out. They don't want to believe it. They just don't want to believe it.
No, and they don't, and they just can't understand, like, how knowledge is not just power, it's the ultimate power. Because if you got the knowledge, you can do two things with it. You can live in the ways of righteousness, or you can join your local Freemason lodge and learn the secret mysteries of all the ages. And what is the secret of the mystery of all the ages? How the 1% can control the 99%. And what do they use as their main weapon? Satanism.
There you go. I'm going to hold you on that because I'm going to hold you on that because that's awesome stuff because we're coming up on break. So let's go to break, Joshua, and then when we come back, let's continue on this and then move into the next hour to really hit our audience because my audience wants the truth. My audience wants to absorb this. We've got hundreds of thousands of listeners. Now, not all of them are going to agree, but so many want this kind of truth. They need it. In fact, in the first hour, I was exposing Disney, and a lot of people are like, don't take my Mickey Mouse from me, man. Everything else is cool, but not my Mickey Mouse. So hold on the line, Joshua, so we can come back and we can really get to the meat of things. We've got Joshua Abraham on the line with us, our special guest tonight. He is just going to blow the lid off of things. It's exciting just hearing it now. So here's the deal. Let us take a break. When we come back, more of Joshua Abraham, and he's even agreed in the next hour to take some calls. 1-877-49-STEVE, 1-877-497-8383 is how you weigh in on the conversation, and we'll be right back. Hey, this is Steve Sanchez, and you know I've been a financial advisor for 22 years, and in that time, I have talked to all different walks of life, and the one thing everybody has in common is, what do I do if I get sued? What happens if I get in a car accident or if I have a parking ticket? Look, I've got the solution. Well, my friends have the solution. Legal Shield. You know, for 40 years, Legal Shield has been serving the community. In fact, they get over 40,000 calls a week. Qualified attorneys answering your calls, unlimited calls, writing letters on your behalf. Look, from the traumatic to the trivial. You know, you've had someone ruin your shirt at the laundromat. What do? They don't want to pay up? Call Legal Shield. For as little as $17 a month, they can provide you the benefits that most big corporations have. And look, you're not going to pay a lot of dough for it. Give them a call. Reps are standing by right now. 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283. Or check them out at lsprotection.com.
The experts at Web.com want to build your business a successful website for free, just like we did for these current Web.com customers.
We've used and looked at other website designers, but there's nobody better than Web.com.
Web.com can build your website in as little as 7 days free. Plus, we'll promote it on all the major search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing. If after 30 days you're happy, we'll continue to provide promotion, hosting, support, and maintenance, all for one low monthly fee. If not, cancel and pay nothing.
If you're in business today and you don't have a web presence, you won't be taken seriously.
Call right now and you'll also get a free .com or .net domain name for your new website powered by VeriSign, the world's leading domain name provider.
Call 800-297-0154. That's 800-297-0154.
No upfront charge for site build, after which ongoing fees apply. Rights to site are relinquished when canceled. Domain included during active service, after which fees apply.
That's 800-297-0154.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
Alex Jones here. For the last 2 years, I've been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to design a nutraceutical formulation that has truly life-changing health benefits. So many other formulations out there contain toxic ingredients, synthetic additives, and even GMOs. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. Now is the time to secure Ancient Defense for you and your family. Visit InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
You pick up the receiver with your heart racing and sweat dripping from your forehead. You finally muster the courage to dial the number to call into your favorite talk radio show. It rings once, twice, and then...
Hello, it's GCN. What's your name and the city you're calling from?
Surprised you got through, you squeak out. Jason from Minnesota?
Please hold.
As you patiently wait for your turn, you begin to daydream about being a famous talk radio host and what it would be like to have your own show.
Jason from Minnesota, you're up.
Millions of loyal listeners worldwide waiting to call and talk to you.
Caller, are you there?
Cheering crowds surround you, calling out your name.
Jason! Going once, twice. Okay, we gotta move on to the next caller.
You blew it. Huh? Wait, no! Interact with the host you're listening to right now, online at GCNlive.com. Click on the community link. Engage with other listeners. Ask questions. Start debates. Don't agree with the host? Let them know. Be a part of the community at GCNlive.com. No sitting around the campfire singing Kumbaya here. It's more of a Steve Sanchez show.
All right, welcome back. Joshua, are you still with us?
I am here.
Right on. We got Joshua Abraham with us, our special guest tonight. He was just getting up to really the meat of what is going to be exposed tonight. So, Joshua, I'm going to let you go right where you were at.
What we have to understand is that in an age of information, ignorance is a choice. And when you choose ignorance, and when you choose bliss, when you choose a lie, you're going to come up short in the end. Because let us not forget that this cannot be debunked.
That's right.
The fact that we are ruled by satanic covens that kill children, rape women, and forcibly put GMOs that make us sterile, fluoride that makes us passive, they have an agenda. You ever wonder why the cops are killing us? Because they're ordered to. Because they're trained to. And ever since 9/11, over 5,000 American people have died under the gunfire of the police, and only 3,000 have died overseas. Do the math.
There
Who's
you go.
the enemy?
There you
Who's
go.
the enemy? And it's just textbook like Germany in the 30s. They had a benevolent police force there to protect and disturb. Now it's enforced. Now it's pull the trigger. Remember when you were kids, people? how you played cops and robbers, and the rule was when you played the cop, you had to wait till the robber fired first, because that's how, you make playtime more real, and that's the rule of the cops. Not anymore. They are firing upon people who they think have a weapon. They are pulling the trigger against kids with airsoft guns. They are pulling the trigger against kids with pellet guns. They are killing us. And you better believe this is no accident. You better get on board with and wonder why these courts are not indicting these police officers and sending them running to the jails. Because there's an agenda. We got the Obamacare now. Now your health care is under their control. What's the next move? Because if you don't know your history, you're not going to know where the future is going, and you're doomed to repeat history. What Hitler did, and what Stalin did, and what Mao did in China, first thing they did, you got to sink the economy. Second thing you do, you got to get the health care. Third thing you do, you got to get the guns. And once you get the guns, game over. Because God
and that's where they're at right now. That's where they're at right now.
Yes, and God forbid we let them go that far. But you know what? I'm kind of looking around this piece, and I'm just hoping. Because I can only do so much. People, we have to understand. When you break free of this, you have a choice. When you know the truth, you have a choice. Either sit by and watch it go down, or do something, because like Edmund Burke says, evil prevails when good people do nothing. Will you be a part of the evil?
And I'm going to tell you, Joshua, we're going to leave it right there because we've got to go to the top of the hour. But when we come back, we're in our long segment. We're going to let our audience think through that for a moment. So if you can hold with us, I appreciate it. This is good. I'm looking forward to this next hour. We've got Joshua Abraham on the line with us, and I'm telling you, what he's saying, is the truth. In fact, let me even add to what he said. What he's really saying is this: we have a choice to sit in the corner waiting for the rapture, or we can be last days warriors. It's really up to you, friends. 1-877-49-STEVE, 1-877-497-8383 is how you weigh into the conversation. The SteveSanchezShow.com website. We're putting stuff up on how you can get in touch with Joshua Abraham on Facebook to get his information, to follow him, so you can continue to get educated on what we're seeing as end times prophetic revelation unravel right in front of us. When we come back with Joshua, we're going to talk about the Illuminati, the satanic strongholds, the Luciferian government, and more importantly, specifically, we're going to talk about alien abductions. We've been duped. There's no aliens. In fact, they're all demons. He's going to break that down and more. Do not go away. We'll be back.
Undisclosed bunker, broadcasting from the hottest city on the planet. It's the Steve Sanchez Show. Caution, you're about to enter the show that brings you real, raw, relevant truth. Brace yourselves, because here he is now. Constitution in one hand, and Bible in the other, and proudly unapologetic. Our host, Steve Sanchez.
Thank you, Great Geringer. Welcome to this hour of the program. This is Steve Sanchez. You're listening to the Steve Sanchez Show. 1-877-49-STEVE is how you weigh into the conversation. We'll take calls here in just a bit. 1-877-497-8383. The SteveSanchezShow.com website. Go there and follow me on Twitter and like my fan page on Facebook and become part of our social media platform. We're posting some of our commentary tonight up there, and then, of course, this will be made available on YouTube and some of the other mediums that we have. 1-877-49-STEVE is how you weigh into the program. We've been talking with special guest Joshua Abraham. Joshua, are you back with us? Hey, Joshua, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, awesome. Here's the deal. I want to break down to the audience. We've spoken about that we're in agreement that the New World Order, without a shadow of a doubt, is in control. This Luciferian movement, they're basically taking away all our liberties. They're changing things. We see a strong LGBT movement. You can't say God bless you in the classroom. Now Disney is a God-free zone. So many things are changing at a fast pace. And you've been able to expose it. You've been able to bring a lot of details and really relevancy to the conversation that has been going on for decades. Is there really an Illuminati? Is there really a New World Order? So I want you to kind of continue where you left off, but go into the specifics regarding where I believe we've been duped with movies like Close Encounters of the Third Kind and E.T., that this UFO phenomena has been kind of sexualized. It's sexy. We like it. There's other life on other planets. And I believe that this Luciferian agenda wants us to believe that, to take our eyes off of Jesus Christ. And in fact, these aliens and these sightings are nothing more than the demonic realm. Can we elaborate on that?
Yeah, well, like I was saying earlier, the awakening process comes in steps. First, you get turned on to, like, ancient aliens and all that New Age stuff. Then you're going to go into the documentaries about the New World Order. And believe me, there's a lot of people out there, including the anonymous movement. A lot of them are very great, sincere people. And I used to claim to be a part of Anonymous. But what I realized is that without the true weapon, with the King James Bible, we're really not going to know what we're up against. Because we have to remember that the greatest trick that the devil ever pulled was convincing people he did not exist. And you talk about Disney, how it's becoming godless. Keep in mind, Walt Disney was a 33rd degree Freemason from the Berlin Lodge. Now they got RFID chips checking in with everybody for their amusement park. They're tracking everyone. It's just what they do is that they take places like Disneyland and try out new things. Here we have a little theme park. It's a perfect model of society. So we're going to give them these RFID cards and check them in. It's all a training drill to bring it up to the main stage. But now, what I'm about to tell people, before I go into this, go into what I'm about to say with a clear, non-biased agenda in mind. You've got to come into this like a detective. Because if we look at the similarities between satanic abduction and alien abduction, it is unbelievable, the similarities. Let's take number one. First, now, keep in mind, I'm going to give you the results of what both groups are experiencing, satanic abductees and alien abductees. Number one, both groups of abductees are taken against their will in the cover of the night, sometimes during the day. Point number two, the abductees are rendered helpless. I'm talking with satanic abduction, either they're injected and paralyzed or clubbed over their head and strapped down. And the aliens always use a light to paralyze people, to make them unable to move. So point number two is they're rendered helpless when they are taken. They can't resist. Point number three, when they are put into the circle among the aliens and the Satanists, they are laid out naked on a slab in front of their captors. Next point, forced sexual intercourse with other people and small children happens very much with these two abduction experiences. Another point is that these weird procedures or rituals happen to the abductee that cause a lot of pain, whether they get drilled on by the aliens or carved up by the Satanists. They don't know what's going on. But something's going on, like a procedure or a ritual that they don't understand, but it's a lot of pain. The next point, both groups are bled of blood. They get drained of blood, and the captors drink it. That is rampant in these two kinds of experiences, because what happens with the Satanists and the aliens, they'll perform their rituals, they'll perform their procedures, and cause a lot of pain, and sexual molestation, and they get that adrenaline going in the blood because that's what they want. And if you know your Satanism, you would know they prefer children. The Satanists here on Earth prefer children because the adrenaline gland is much more potent. Even Aleister Crowley says in his Book of the Law, animals pleasurable, adult is pleasurable, but there's nothing more pleasurable than a young boy of intelligence under the light of the full moon. The next point is, the survivors who experience these two types of experiences, they come out with post-traumatic stress disorder. They got markings, scars, bruises, and their relationships around them crumble. So here we have these points. How can you deny them? Because there's no other group on this earth that takes people and bleeds them, drinks it, and actually makes a ritual out of it. So that's called Satanism. It's all over the world. You got the Chinese with the triads, you got the Westerners with the Freemasonries, and you got the Middle East with the Shriners. Same stuff all over the world. And what really blows my mind is that how these New Agers on Coast to Coast think that these things are intergalactic travelers.
Yeah, exactly.
When J. Allen Hynek, Jacques Vallée, the top researchers in this field for the past 60 years have come to the conclusion that these things are intergalactic, they're interdimensional demonic entities, because we kind of look at the actions of these things. They're not parking it on the White House and giving us a cure to cancer. They're not helping us. They're taking us. They're abducting us. And the people who survive these experiences are messed up afterwards. And they always say the same thing, that these things, either the Greys, and keep in mind that the lead wizards in satanic black magic always talk about their demonic entities that they conjure up. Now let's take into the fact, we got Greys. If you look at Aleister Crowley's drawing of a demon he called Lam, it's a perfect drawing of what a Grey really looks like. And this, supposedly this entity sat right in front of him, and Aleister Crowley asked if he could draw him. And the demon called Lum was like, sure, go ahead. So here we have this Grey-looking thing. Manly P. Hall, in his book, The Secret Teachings of All the Ages, he talks about how the Druids, and keep in mind, Illuminati magic is complete Druidic, Kabbalistic magic. It's a mix, the Illuminati magic, it's a mix of the Kabbalah, the Druids, and ancient satanic black magics that stems from Egypt. Manly P. Hall talks about how the Druids used to like to summon up a demon that looked like an insectoid. And you look in the demonic dictionary, there's a demon called Glessi. Glessi is the insectoid, the main one in this group. And so now we have that connection. And talking about the reptilians that people seem to have an experience with in the alien abduction, that is a perfect manifestation of so many demons in the Goetia and the demonic dictionary. In the human reptilian realm, we have the demon of Botus. We have the demon of Cupriel. We have the demon of Arbriel. We have these demons that are just perfect manifestations of humanoids. And, I hear the comments and I hear people that I try to debate this with, well, what about the benevolent experiences? What about the blonde hair and the blue eyes that Hitler was talking about? What about, the experiences that aren't getting drilled on? Well, let me answer you with that. In the demonic dictionary and the Goetia, there are demons that have blonde hair and blue eyes, and they're beautiful human beings. One of them is named Aratiel, the other one Andrukiel, and the other one named Kamiel. That's just a few. Get into satanic black magic. I've been studying Satanism religiously for the past probably like 14 months. Because the number one rule of warfare is if you don't know your enemy, you're gonna lose the battle. And what I find very interesting is that how MUFON and shows like Coast to Coast in the scientific community, with all the research, they just keep spinning you around in a circle. They can't tell you what these things are. They can't tell you where they're from. They don't know. Because science...
And do you think, Joshua, let me ask you this, but do you think that part of that is that, because we have a Luciferian government, we have a Luciferian agenda, that it's almost indoctrination, it's almost a spell where people are under this spell, so to speak, where they just can't see past that. Their judgment's clouded because, truthfully, they have not really been able to really have this close relationship with Christ and have the cross as a guiding light for them to be able to see the clarity. Do you think that's part of it?
Dude, you already answered your question with what you said earlier. Why do you think they're taking out God in every aspect of society?
There you go. Look, we're up on a break. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold again. We're going to come back, and then we're going to continue to keep going on because this is getting good, and I'm getting a lot of hits already of people wanting to know, who is this guy talking about this stuff? Where do we find out information? So when we come back, let's continue it, bro. Let's make this happen, because what you're doing is you're exposing and planting seeds of truth, holiness, and righteousness. We've got Joshua Abraham with us, and I'll tell you, when we come back, we're going to continue to get deeper in what's going on and how you can make a connect with Jesus Christ and actually be a last days warrior in these end times and not be fooled and duped by this Luciferian movement. We'll be back.
Hello, this is Pastor Brian Alton. I'm the Chancellor of Gateway International Bible Institute in Phoenix, Arizona. Do you hear God calling you to step out into your divine destiny? Now is the time, and Gateway is the accredited Bible college that can connect you to your true purpose and destiny. Our training is designed to equip you for life, for ministry, community service, and the marketplace. You will enjoy a variety of Spirit-filled courses from world-class instructors. Gateway is not a traditional school or seminary, but a fast-track ministry training center designed to train and equip men and women for full-time ministry. Gateway offers associate, bachelor's, and master's degree programs, affordable tuition, online courses, and distance learning available. Gibby offers year-round open enrollment, so call today, 602-993-5353. Don't wait. Get on the fast track to your life's purpose and destiny today.
Gold is like nothing else on Earth. From the Romans through the Renaissance, from the Industrial Age to the Space Age, gold has weathered the test of time. For 6,000 years, gold has remained the ultimate store of wealth. According to the World Gold Council and the U.S. Mint, demand is at an all-time high. The stage is being set for the reemergence of gold as the common-sense alternative to a fiat paper currency that gets weaker every day. Midas Resources is proud to offer the hard-hitting report that arms you with the truth you need to protect you and your family from the Fed's plans for your hard-earned money. Don't gamble with your future. Call Midas Resources today and ask for your free copy of As Good as Gold. Call 1-800-686-2237 for the report the Fed hopes you'll never see. As Good as Gold can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. If you have ever thought about owning gold, you must read this report. Call Midas today at 800-686-2237.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 3 square meals you'll need in an emergency. So the Freeze Dry Guys 3 square meal unit sale is just a ticket. A variety pack of tasty, nourishing breakfast, lunch, and dinner on sale now. Breakfast is Freeze Dry Guys' favorites: hot oatmeal and sweet dehydrated bananas. Lunch is Mountain House freeze-dried hot macaroni and cheese and crisp green beans. And dinner is Mountain House long grain wild rice pilaf and hearty beef stew, vegetables, and gravy. Call Freeze Dry Guy and ask for details on the 126-serving 3 square meals unit. One case normally $164.37, sale price at only $138.90. Save over $25. Get 2 or 3 cases and save even more. Or ask about Freeze Dry Guys Fall Chili Special. Always free shipping to the lower 48 states. Call 866-404-3663 or click freezedryguy.com. And hurry, the Fall Chili Special and 3 square meals unit are on sale while supplies last. From the Freeze Dry Guy, the finest freeze-dried and dehydrated foods available for long-term storage, period.
On Facebook, on the news, and in conversations with friends, we're bombarded every day with advice on how to be healthier, from gluten-free and non-GMO diets to how much exercise and sleep the body needs. But how much have you heard about alkalizing the body? AlkaVision Plasma pH drops are a holistic and natural way to get your body's pH levels back in balance. Just a few drops in water will help your body rid itself of harmful waste. And even the healthiest of diets can be complemented with your daily use of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops. Who isn't looking for more vibrance, vigor, and energy? Now buy 2 bottles of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops and get $10 off your order. Visit alkavision.com or call 800-518-7615. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops are packed with a powerful combination of the most alkaline minerals and compounds. Open the door to greater health, vitality, and zest for life. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health. Call 800-518-7615 or head to alkavision.com.
The truth doesn't always have to hurt. Welcome back to more of the Steve Sanchez Show.
All right, welcome back. This half hour is being brought to you by safeandfixed.com. Look, Wall Street's a casino, and it is destined to crash. The globalists, the big bankers, they manipulate the system, and you need an exit strategy. Yes, you can get out of the Wall Street casino, and you can get yourself into safety. Literally, the Bible can instruct you on how to get your financial freedom in order. Look, so many people email me and say, Steve, look, you've got all this financial experience of all these years. What can we do? Well, I've authorized a free financial blueprint so that you can get yourself on track. It's for free. All you need to do is call right now, 1-877-983-SAFE. That's 1-877-983-7233. Or visit the website safeandfixed.com for the free financial blueprint right from my desk. It's been authorized. It'll go out to you. You need to take control of your financial lives, especially right now. We're coming at the end of the year, and we need to get our lives in order. Look, if we're going to further the kingdom, we need to have our financial house in order so that we don't have to rely on this Luciferian government to literally be spoon-feeding us like we're babies attached to the teat. Wouldn't you agree? All right, we've got Joshua Abraham back with us. I want him to continue what he's been talking about. Joshua, I'm just going to let you go. We're coming up on a small break here, but then we're going to go back to a full segment. So let's just pick up where we left off.
Okay, well, now that we've made the connection with the actions of the Satanists and the actions of the aliens, we really got to pay attention to what the people are seeing in these abductions. The 3 most common type are the grays. That's Aleister Crowley's Lam drawing and his demon that he conjured up right outside of Central Park in New York. The second most common is the insectoid. That's what Manly P. Hall is talking about with the druids and the ancient demon, what's his name, called Glessi. That's a very powerful demon in the realm of the demonics. Now we have another one, the humanoids. That is probably the most common manifestation in the realm of aliens, demons, and jinns. Jinns are Middle Eastern demons. The Muslims know what jinns are. They know what they're dealing with over there. They know that the jinns are real. Now, the jinns and the aliens and the westernized demons that we know of, they all have the same reactions. If you conjure these things up, they will reveal to you treasures. They'll make a woman or a man fall in love with you. They'll give you money. They'll give you power. But they want one thing in return, your soul. You make a pact with them. You give them their soul, your soul after you die, and they will do anything for you. All they
and
want
that's what we're
is
seeing in Hollywood, right? Is that what we're seeing in Hollywood and in the music industry?
Absolutely. Here we have Katy Perry admitting it, Bob Dylan admitting it. Listen to Eminem's songs admitting it. I mean, listen to the lyrics like Justin Timberlake, Eminem, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga. I mean, and even Cat Williams and Dave Chappelle, they know what's going on. Cat Williams said it perfectly. I didn't join the Illuminati, so I've been in jail 36 times without a court hearing. They're just messing with me. Do you understand how rich and successful Dave Chappelle got after a second season on that show? But when he turned down the Illuminati, he's off the face of the earth. You'll never hear from him again because he hit the level of stardom that they wanted. And they're like, okay, come to us. We'll give you more seasons. He goes, hell no. I'm not going down that path like Martin Lawrence did because he came from the same neighborhood as me in Washington, D.C., and I see how he's running into the middle of the street waving a gun saying they're trying to kill me. Dave Chappelle said it perfect. Every black man, an African-American that sells out to the Illuminati, you got to put on a dress. You got to put on a dress and act like a little woman. Now we have Tyler Perry, a high-degree Mason, in the lodges of Prince Hall. Lady Medea. It's just so funny. And if you watch, if you just listen to what I'm trying to say, investigate. Don't listen. Don't take a single word of what I'm saying as truth. Just research it for yourself and know it's the truth. Because God forbid you have anyone tell you what's right and wrong without you investigating it, because investigation without condemnation without investigation will always keep your mind in darkness. And people will be led astray. We have to remember, in these satanic and alien abductions, they're seeing the same symbols.
Well, Joshua, I'm going to tell you this, man. We're up on break here, but you have got my whole studio team here glued to their headphones. We've got to take a break. But, Joshua, we're going to pick up right where we left off because, man, I'm telling you, I'm going to read some of the Facebook comments and tweets to you when you come back. And phone lines are open, 1-877-49-STEVE. Weigh in on the conversation. Joshua Abraham with us. When we come back, it's going to get better. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Steve Sanchez. Call him now at 1-877-49-STEVE.
Are you ready for the next Wall Street warning? This is Steve Sanchez. You hear me on my radio show warn you about the next economic crash that I believe is coming. Look, we don't want a repeat of 2008, but do you have an exit strategy? Well, I can tell you who does. My friend Bill Scott. He's been a financial advisor for 25 years, and he heads up the Scott Financial Solutions Group. And look, I'll tell you, they have their finger on the pulse of what's going on with the financial markets in America. The difference is he specializes in safe money strategies. I want you right now to get his free book called A Christian's Guide to Financial Planning, and you can do so by calling 1-877-983-SAFE. That's 1-877-983-7233. Look, Bill Scott knows that there is a crash coming. We don't know when, but you need an exit strategy. 1-877-983-SAFE is how you get that free book, A Christian's Guide to Financial Planning, or you can visit him at safewithscott.com.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MyTV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MyTV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV.
What looks good under your Christmas tree and tastes even better? Big Berkey water filters. Yes, the gift of clean water. A gift that provides a great foundation for achieving good health in the lives of your loved ones. A Big Berkey water filter gives them protection from bacteria, heavy metals, chlorine, fluoride, pesticides and herbicides, VOCs and more. And best of all, a Big Berkey water filter is a gift that lasts for many years with no additional investment. And that saves time and money in filter replacements that other water filters require and are even powerful enough to purify treated, untreated, or even stagnant pond water. As always, all orders over $50 are shipped free, and GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Order online at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com, spelled Big, B-E-R-K-E-Y, waterfilters.com, or call 877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Gift well this Christmas. Give a Big Berkey water filter.
It's that time of year again, and you know what that means. Cold and flu season. But don't worry. HerbalHealer.com has you and your loved ones covered with our safe and natural products. Cold and flu fighters like beta-glucans, olive leaf antiviral capsules, grapefruit seed extract, HHA 4-herb capsules, elderberry power, and respirate. And don't forget about oregacillin for the lungs, normally $34.95. On sale now for only $25. Vitamin D3 120-count soft gels, only $9. Whole body and homeopathic detoxes for the lungs, kidneys, liver, lymph, and brain. Normally $26.95, now just $20. HerbalHealer.com also offers correspondence courses to teach you how to handle your health naturally. And as always, new customers get a free 128-page catalog with your order. Visit HerbalHealer.com and click the Winter Specials button to save on our natural cold and flu-fighting products. HerbalHealer.com, healing the world with nature, one person at a time, since 1988.
We're back with more real, raw, relevant truth on the Steve Sanchez Show.
All right, welcome back. Joshua Abraham's with us, 1-877-49-STEVE. Before I take calls and read any of these comments, I want Joshua to finish up. Joshua, we're in our last 15-minute segment, man. Time has just flown. We're going to have you back on again in the next couple Sundays if you're open to that, because there's just so much information that we've got to give out there. But I want you just to kind of go back to where you were. You were taking us down with some of the celebrities and how it all ties in, and close this 15-minute segment out so the people can get an understanding and be able to start educating themselves.
Okay, now what I really want to push more than anything is that you go into this as a detective, non-biased and non-religious. Look at the evidence, make the connection, and come up with the conclusion for yourself, because I'm very confident you will see the truth behind it. You ever notice how MUFON and the United Nations, they send you spinning in circles. They don't know what these things are, but they always want you to come back to their conference every year. Well, there was one researcher who came out of the MUFON and gave us the truth. Joe Jordan, CE4Research.com. This MUFON investigator found a cover-up within MUFON. Now, in MUFON and alien investigation, you always hear government cover-up this, government cover-up that. But what Joe Jordan came across is that there are cases where people can actually escape these alien abductions. That's never been, reported in MUFON. It's never been, as a hitting point of the research. But he came across a case where someone called out the name and authority of Jesus Christ, and bam, just right back into his bed, and they just ditched him. Now, He calls up other researchers in the MUFON community about his case. They all said, can we go off the record? And when you say go off the record, you can say what they said, but you can't say who said it. first thing they said is that we didn't know what to make of it, because we come across certain cases, too, where people call out in Jesus, say a Christian hymn, or call out a Bible verse, and the experience stops. Second thing was, we didn't want to bring it to the mainstream because it might ruin our credibility in the UFO realm. Now, when you are covering up a piece of this UFO puzzle for personal gain, that's called a cover-up. Because here we are after 70 years of research trying to bring hundreds of pieces to the puzzle, put them on the table, and figure out what we got. When you leave this out, this is a major piece of information, because when you bring this to the table, that's very common in the UFO community, how calling out in the name of Jesus Christ is the only way to get out of this alien experience. And if you can't speak, if you can't move, there have been cases where people have thought, Jesus help me, Jesus help me, Jesus help me, and boom, they're just out of there. They're gone. Right back to where they were picked up.
Well, and you never hear this. You never hear this anywhere.
No, because they're covering it up. They don't want you to know this piece of the puzzle, because that will send you running to the book of Enoch. That'll send you running to Ezekiel. That'll send you running to Genesis and the book of Jasher. In the Bible, it talks about in Ephesians how we are dealing with evil in the highest places of society and principalities. This is what we call the Freemasons and the Illuminati, who are actually in league with these alien entities with a hybridization program. That's a very prevalent piece of information of the abduction report. How people see, after they're forced to have sex with people and children, how they see crossbreeds of a gray and a human, of a reptilian and a human, and how they see human beings in these canisters just locked up in these water tubes. You know what the Bible calls the fallen angels? Wandering stars. If you ever see the flight patterns of these UFOs, they just fly around. They got no flight pattern. They're making Mach 5 turns that nuts and bolts cannot do. It is breaking our laws of physics. We don't know what they're doing. They're just, some of them will fly together, break off into 5 pieces. Wandering stars. And even the most icing on the cake is how the 72 returned with joy, saying, my Lord, the devils flee from us in the calling of your name. We got him. We got him. We got him. We got him. We have all the evidence. We got the history. We got the Bible. We got the abduction reports. We got him. Trinity of truth, 3-point slam at home, bam, case closed. Now we got to expose it. Because all these people who are agnostics and atheists and try to give you the answer of what these things are, they don't know what they're talking about. They're like, oh, yeah, there's some said they're from Venus. Well, that's what they told the abductees back in the 50s and 60s. Now we're saying, oh, you know, we've been there. We know that's not inhabitable. Now the aliens are saying, oh, yeah, now we're from, Sirius. Now we're from the Dragon Star. Now we're from Betelgeuse. It's just like they're lying to us. They're deceivers. And if you read into black Satanism and black magic, you will know exactly how demons work. They can be conjured up into a reptilian, an insectoid, or a gray. And they can even form into a humanoid. They can be formed and transformed. I love how the Bible says, for is it no marvel that Satan can transform into a being of light? You read the Aleister Crowley's Galatia, every demon that has an abomination look about them. Some of them are reptilians riding in on a lion. Some demons are half beast, half man. But at the magician's request, they can transform into a beautiful human being if the magician requests it. These are liars. They're deceivers. And the actions of these things are not intergalactic space travelers. They are interdimensional demons from the 4th dimension. We have the evidence. We've got them. Let's put it all together and bring all the people to the truth, because time is running out. Because I got a little news for you. Giuseppe Manzini, the founder of the Mafia, received a letter from Albert Pike in 1871. For those of you who don't know, yes, the Mafia is under the full control of the Illuminati and has been since day one. Even the fight gangs are running drugs for the Freemasons across Canada. Albert Pike wrote the 3 World War plan to give the New World Order its full fruition. World War I, get a communist state in Europe, and take down the czars of Russia. Happened. World War I and the Bolshevik Revolution. World War II, bring about a conflict between Great Britain and Germany, creating a Zionist state in Palestine under the protection of Great Britain. Bam, happened. World War III, create a war of Armageddon-like status, bringing between a war between Judaism and Islam and having it spread internationally. Here we are. We got Israel killing innocent Palestinians, pissing off the whole Muslim nation. The United States Bank, the central bank of the United States, owned by the Zionists over in England, they are funding the other side. What do you think this whole ISIS thing is all about? These were the Syrian rebels that we funded 2 years ago. They're just on the march. We are loading up our enemies to give us a war. And in World War I, World War II, and about to be World War III, one bank, one cartel, one secret society called the Illuminati will fund both sides just like the other two before them. Wake up. We have the evidence. We got them pinned.
And now that we have the evidence, people are going to be like, what do? We're afraid. And the answer, obviously, is to preach a message of Jesus Christ, to come to Christ, because we know, and here's what I believe. And Joshua, I know we're coming up close to end this, but, I believe that, when this rapture happens, and the Bible talks about that, and everybody has a bunch of different theologies, but here's where I'm going with this. I believe that this Luciferian movement pushes this UFO agenda so much, alien abduction so much, that when the rapture happens, they will not be able to explain. They're going to basically say, see, we told you there's aliens, see, all this major alien abduction has happened, you see, and I believe where that one world leader will actually rise, because right now people are being duped, indoctrinated, and I'll tell you, that is my total belief in this. I don't know where you're at on that, but that has to be, because imagine, millions and millions of people disappear in this rapture. There has to be an explanation from our government.
Well, think about it like this. What if the rapture actually did happen and they flip it around and said it was alien abduction? That would just scare the crap out of people and make them accept that mark of the beast of the arm. Or they perform a fake rapture and actually pull people up into the discs they've been building since the World War II days in Nazi Germany. Let me tell you something, people. If you're just going to sit by and wait for the rapture, God help your soul, because you might not be pulled up. Because we are Christians. We have to save as many souls as possible. I'm not betting on the rapture any time in my life. I don't even know, the scripture says I'm not going to put my eggs into that basket, because God forbid that we all just stand aside and let evil prevail. Save as many souls as you can. We don't have a lot of time. And if you think you're just going to ride this out, if you're in your late 50s and 60s thinking that you're not going to go through it, oh, buddy, you are wrong. Because this is coming down faster and harder and more treacherous than ever before. This is in full swing. And they just took our health care. They got it. So what else are we going to let them get with? You really think that people are going to give up their guns?
No, that's where the revolution's going to happen. That's where it's going to happen.
I mean, what if you got the guys knocking on your door, 3 guys armed with rifles, and you got your kids watching TV? You going to put up a fight in front of your kids and risk their lives? Hell no. You're going to give up your gun. And they know that. They're going to come at you on a Sunday, late Sunday, or like on a holiday or something. They're smart. And I wouldn't bet on, God forbid the Christians wait on the rapture, because the Bible says spread the gospel. Be sober. Be vigilant. Spread the word as fast as you can. Give people the choice. Give them the evidence. Give them the truth, and let them decide on their own. And if they don't come around, pray for them. Don't
Well,
force it down their
Joshua,
neck.
I'm going to tell you, because we're coming up to our final, the close here, but I'm going to tell you something. Everything you said was so profound that we just didn't have enough time. But I want to thank you for being here, bringing some truth, some relevance. I know eyes are being opened. I wish I had time to put the calls on and emails and the things that are happening, but do me a favor. Please agree to come back on again. Does that sound good?
I will, I promise. And go to go to the Abraham Project on Facebook to find me, or go to Joshua Abraham that lives in Tacoma, Washington with the cross and the Bible under it. You will find me. I'm about to set up my website. People, the mass awakening must happen in this age of information. For the first time in human history, we don't have to listen to the press. We don't have to listen to the kings. We can actually look into the libraries, get on our smartphones, and know the truth. And I dare you to debunk this. I dare you to stand up and try to debunk this.
We're going to do it, and I appreciate you, bro. Be blessed. Thanks for being with us. This is Steve Sanchez. We'll be right back. Do you want a tax-free retirement? Most so-called experts don't even think that's possible. Well, I'm here to prove the talking heads on Wall Street wrong. This is Steve Sanchez. And did you know that the IRS have certain tax codes that allow you to save for your retirement absolutely tax-free using certain approved financial instruments? My friends at the Geyer Group have been serving this great country for over 20 years, and they can help you too. They've got a free financial report called From Taxable to Tax-Free. Order that now and see if you qualify to go from taxable to tax-free. Simply call 1-877-983-7233. That's 1-877-983-7233 for the free financial report From Taxable to Tax-Free. Look, we know we're living in unprecedented economic times, and if we can save a couple dollars on our retirement, we need to do that. The IRS says it's possible. The Geyer Group wants to show you how. 1-877-983-7233 for the free report Taxable to Tax-Free.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Mom, I can't do my math homework. I just don't get it. I hate math.
I've always tried to be a good mother, but when it came to Jamie's math, I was at a loss. Then a friend told me about Math Made Easy DVDs. Concepts are simplified in an easy way to follow and review, and students can learn at their own pace in the convenience of home. Listen, in the frustration, call Math Made Easy. Call now, 1-800-USA-MATH. That's 1-800-872-6284. Or visit us at mathmadeeasy.com.
The knowledge of the ancients, tried and true, trusted herbs and extracts fused with the latest nutraceutical science. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. For the last 2 years, our team has been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to develop the ultimate nutraceutical formulation. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. Now is the time to secure Ancient Defense for you and your family. Visit ancientdefense.com or call 888-253-3139. That's ancientdefense.com.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
Do you have relatives and friends that are convinced there is no need ever to prepare for any kind of emergency? Are these also folks you buy Christmas presents for? At 30dayfoodsupply.com, we can solve both of these problems at the same time. Go to 30dayfoodsupply.com or call 541-229-0010. We can ship your Christmas presents directly to them. Choose from our original $99 30-day food supply, our long-term storage vegan burger mixes, and other oatmeal, soups, porridges, beans, and granolas for everyday use. All products are non-GMO, MSG-free, and vegetarian. Most are gluten, soy, and nut-free. Call 541-229-0010 today. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low, cutting out the middleman by buying directly from their producers in Oregon. Remember, only $10 ships your entire order to the lower 48. Visit the website 30dayfoodsupply.com. Call 541-229-0010. 30dayfoodsupply.com. 541-229-0010.
No sitting around the campfire singing Kumbaya here. It's more of the Steve Sanchez Show.
All right, welcome back. Wow. I know, intense, right? But look, how can we argue with what Joshua Abraham brought to the airwaves? As he said, don't be a detective with a religious perspective. Come into this just being a detective and, follow the dots. It's pretty simple. We cannot, for the life of us, hear this information and not see where it stems from. Now, many will still believe because many like to believe what they want to believe. There's an indoctrination, there's almost a laziness and a complacency. And the devil knows that. He's been strategic in basically getting you to believe, like, not my Disney, I'm not giving it up. UFOs out of here. Illuminati. Oh, really? Tyler Perry? I don't know. Some people just don't have intelligence, unfortunately, and it's typically those that usually get themselves in a lot of trouble because they fail to use their intellect, their human capacity to research. And really, if you go to the Bible is the blueprint for mankind. I've been saying that forever. The Bible's not going to lead you wrong. These things are foretold in the Bible. I've been talking about this stuff, and we're going to have Joshua Abraham back again real soon. If you want more information, all you need to do is Google the Abraham Project, or you can go to Facebook, and you can go to facebook.com/Joshua.Abraham. And you can get a lot of info there. You can follow him there on Facebook. And then, of course, you can just go to the SteveSanchezShow.com website. We'll have his info. We'll have the podcast of this show available so that you can share this with your friends, share this with your pastors, share this with your family. Absolutely important to be able to do that. Look, a lot of information. I understand that we couldn't take calls. There's just a variety of reasons why I wanted Joshua just to continue. Look, the best thing that he said was this. We have got to be in a capacity, if we're really Christians, to save souls. We've got to get people in line with that. That is the fundamental purpose that really all this stems from, that we've got to get people to understand there really is a God. There's really a living God, Jesus Christ, and until you accept him, you're not free. And you will suffer a life of eternal damnation. There I said it. It's the truth. Because you either make a choice to accept or you make a choice to deny. That's the truth of it. And don't wait for the rapture to have your second run. Because if you think, well, if there really is a God, then I'll just wait till this rapture thing. I'll go through the tribulation, yada, 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 yada. Don't be foolish, please. Don't be foolish. Check it out. Do the research. Be a detective. This whole segment was brought to you by our friends at Davis Miles Law Group. Greg Miles is an author and a world-renowned attorney, and he understands a lot of this stuff that we're talking about as well. And here's the deal. He wrote a book called The 8 Steps You Need to Take Now, because he understands that Obamacare is an issue right now. We're in open enrollment. He understands that the globalists are manipulating the currency. He understands these things, and he wants to make sure that you have a book that you can read that protects your business, that protects your entrepreneur aspirations, protects your family. This book is available to you, the Steve Sanchez Show listener, for free, since they are the sponsor of this whole segment. 1-877-307-8383 is how you get that book, the 8 steps you need to take now. 1-877-307-8383. 1-877-307-8383. The book, the 8 steps you need to take now, from our sponsors, the Davis Miles Law Group. All right, it's been fun. The time flew. But we're back every Saturday and Sunday. Go to the SteveSanchezShow.com website. Find a radio station affiliate near you. If we're not in your city, basically demand the stations in town to have us on their lineup. And in the interim, you can just listen live from our website. All right. It is time to get out of the undisclosed bunker studios. We're on our way. Pray for us. We pray for you. I want to thank John handling the board. I want to thank, of course, our special guest, Joshua Abraham, producer Nate, Erica, and you, the loyal listening audience. We're out.
By the host are merely opinion, and it's suggested you consult your tax advisor, attorney, financial consultant, pastor, or clergy for further clarity.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and after being in business for 22 years and hosting a successful national radio show, I need to rely on the counsel of a trusted legal team, and this is why I choose my friends at the Davis Miles Law Firm. With 50-plus years of combined legal experience and a reputation for legal excellence, I know all my business and personal matters are in good hands. With offices in Arizona and New Mexico, their local and national achievements make them the right choice for all your legal needs. For a limited time, you, the Steve Sanchez Show listener, can get a 15-minute free phone consultation with founder Greg Miles on any legal issue that's on your mind. Act now and talk with the firm that just ranked in the top lawyer list of 2013 according to Arizona Business Magazine. Call them at 480-733-6800. That's 480-733-6800, or visit them at davismiles.com. That's 480-733-6800, and tell them Steve Sanchez sent you.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right. General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.